Thank you, Ron. Week 10 continues. Riders Eskimos hit the midway point of the season with their second clash at Brickfield at Commonwealth on Military Appreciation Night.
At the quarterback position tonight in one corner, Mike Riley for the Edmonton Eskimos. He leads the league in yards passing and has led Edmonton to 2 straight wins. In the other corner, it's Darian Durant. When his first 5 games without throwing a pick, set a record, but is looking for his first win of the 2016 season.
.410 squadron from Cold Lake in flight with a fly pass here at Commonwealth.
All right, Eskimo fans, make sure you cheer for the red, white, and green.
That'll get everybody revved up.
Oh yeah, let's go. Give me some pads, let's go play.
Chris Jones's team trying to stop the bleeding. These two teams met week 2, and it was a beauty, an overtime thriller, 39-36 in favor of the Eskimos, who get the first touch of the football tonight. The return by Kenzel Doe, and Mike Riley leads his offense out. 4 touchdown passes in that first meeting, a comeback win in week 2.
Yeah, 14 on the season for Mike Riley. That ties him with Bo Levi Mitchell for the CFL lead in touchdown passes. 7 of the 8 games for Mike Riley, over 300 yards. It's becoming commonplace.
Eskimos start at the 37. Riley working on a 5-game winning streak. Head-to-head against the Riders. Comes out throwing, looking for Bowman, and he hung on. Tough catch with Casey Rogers on his back.
I'll be looking at these corners for Saskatchewan. Fred Bennett, former Calgary Stampeders. On the other side, Casey Rogers. He's up here at the top, and he's in good position on the #1 receiver in the Canadian Football League, Darius Bowman. Nice break downfield, but Bowman double clutches it and makes the catch.
60th catch of the year, leads the league in receptions and yardage. Big night tonight. He could hit 1,000 on the year. There's Shakir Bell, who will run the football tonight in place of the injured John White, and he gets stacked up after about a yard gain.
Yeah, no John White, as you mentioned, Chris, so it'll be Shakir Bell in the backfield with Mike Riley. 11 starts last year when White was injured. He knows the CFL. There's the big 2. Darius Bowman in first place in the league in receiving yards, and #2 in the CFL, Darrell Walker, and an offensive line that's been intact most of the season.
So 2nd and 9 from the 50. Riley time to throw over the middle. Got a reception, and Corey Watson has a first down. He had a big game in week 2 against Saskatchewan, 7 for 118. He's got 15 on that catch.
Yeah, he had no choice, Chris, but to catch this. I mean, Riley drills this over the middle to him on a curl route, comes back nicely to it. Tackle made by Otha Foster. First contact.
So into Rough Rider territory. And the quick pitch to Shakir Bell. Cuts it back inside. And brought down by Jonathan Newsom.
Well, Rider defense has gone through so many changes. The ends again will be Justin Capicotti and Jonathan Newsom. You go back to that linebacking core, maybe the strength of the group. Jeff Knox Jr. coming on strong. Greg Jones played every game, one of few starters to play in every game. And there's the corners I talked about. Former Stampeder Fred Bennett on one, and Casey Rogers. They're going to have their hands full.
Bennett, a Grey Cup champion in Calgary. Riley on 2nd down. Thrust from the pocket. Greg Jones in pursuit. But Riley will run for the first down. Each time he's carried the football for over 10 yards. And another first down for Edmonton.
Yeah, and smart. This is the maturity and development of Mike Riley as he finally gets outside. He knows he's got first down territory. Get out of bounds. Jeff Knox Jr. was coming downhill in a hurry.
Touchdown runs in each of the last 2 games for Mike Riley. First down, Edmonton. Pressure on from Geeney, and the throw intended for Darrell Walker is incomplete. Again, Casey Rogers in coverage.
Never know what the influence of a veteran who has been there and done that, won a championship. You mentioned it, Fred Bennett. This was before the game. Bennett talking to the starting quarterback, Darian Durant, getting him fired up. He walks over to the coach, says, "Coach, time to turn this thing around." Championship player coming in, trying to take a leadership role and maybe be the difference maker.
Western All-Star as well as the Grey Cup champ 2 years ago. Riley will set up the screen, and it's Calvin McCarty who had a good game last week. And he gets upended by Justin Cox, short of the first down, and the field goal unit will come on.
With Fred Bennett coming on to the roster and starting at that corner spot, that moves Justin Cox, who's been the corner for all but the last 2 games now, into the inside. So that was a nice tackle in the open field made by the new halfback, Justin Cox, because Fred Bennett is now playing corner.
Here's Sean White, 11 points away from 1,000 in his career. Trying to kick his way a little closer with this 36-yard attempt. Out of the hold of Jordan Lynch. White is good. 10th consecutive field goal on the season. 23 of 25. Eskimos on the board, and now Darian Durant will get set to go to work. His best game of the year against these Eskimos when number 4 threw 4 touchdown passes. Official vehicle of the Canadian Football League. Great night in Edmonton, 20 degrees. Slight wind, 17 kilometers an hour, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders have elected to receive this kickoff, and there's former Eskimo Kendall Lawrence awaiting the kickoff from Grant Shaw. And Shaw has Lawrence backpedaling a couple of steps into the end zone. But works his way out past the 25 with a decent return. Mike Miller with another special teams tackle. That's his 10th of the year. 6th straight year he's hit double digits. And now Darian Durant will try and bounce back from a tough game against the Ticats at Tim Hortons Field.
Yeah, first 5 games of the season for Durant, did not throw an interception. In fact, set a CFL record, 323 attempts without a pick, and they came in bunches last week with the 4. He needs to bounce back from that game.
7-9 in his career against Edmonton. And he'll start on a roll looking for Shamad Chambers, and a flag comes down. Cord Parks in coverage against the former Eskimo.
Cord Parks trying to get the signal to Jason Moss, the head coach, to maybe challenge this new rule amendment from the CFL head office when it comes to coaches' challenge.
Pass interference, Edmonton number 29. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Dave Foxcroft back from a preseason stint in the NFL. So a first down up at the 35.
Got there a little bit early. He's playing the corner. Cord Parks can move out to the corner with Brandon Thompson in the lineup now for Edmonton over the last couple of weeks. He got a little early on that curl route.
With a handoff inside, and it's Michael Ford, the ball carrier. And close to 5 for the former LSU Tiger.
Really seem like Chris Jones has really settled on a tailback yet. Kendall Lawrence will get the bulk of the load, but Michael Ford also on the roster. There's the receiving corps, number 1 guy and number 3 in the league is Naaman Roosevelt. They need someone else to step up in that core, and they get Xavier Fulton back at tackle, which moves Thaddeus Coleman back to his right tackle position where he's more familiar.
Now Fulton missed 4. Glad to have him back. 2nd and 5. Grant throws, and the pass intended for Hawley is broken up. Pat Watkins, the player of the week in the Canadian Football League on defense, with the breakup on the play.
This Edmonton defense has turned the corner. They've turned the corner over the last couple of weeks, and Pat Watkins shows you. I mean, the first play, Court Parks, yeah, he drew a penalty a little early, but the two corners playing real tight coverage early here.
So Kenzel Doe, who has improved by the week as a return man, awaiting the Josh Bartell punt. From the 23, a 47-yard punt to go out beyond the 40-yard line with an 18-yard return. 6 minutes in, Mike Riley with a field goal on the opening possession. Ready to go back to work. Leader in passing yardage. Ties the lead in touchdown passes.
Edmonton number.
Dynamic duo, now just sliding under 2,000-yard pace.
Yeah, Darius Bowman and Darrell Walker, both subpar games by their standards against Toronto in the win at BMO Field, and that dropped them a little bit below the pace, but a couple big games are, I'm sure, right around the corner for both of them, and they can get right back on that 2,000 pace.
Penalty at the end of the play brought it back to the 25, and Shakir Bell with a 5-yard carry on first down for Edmonton.
It really is remarkable, and tonight, you know, with this two big receivers, I'm going to track exactly where they line up, because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, why don't you just roll the coverage to those guys? They often play together, but I'm going to track where they line up and explain how it is difficult to double team two players or to roll coverage to both of them.
Bowman 6 catches, 141 against the Roughriders the first time. Riley scrambling out of the pocket, and he'll get the first down. Greg Jones brings him down. Well, let's see, they'll mark it just short of the 35. And it's going to be 3rd and short, 3rd and inches.
Going to line up right over the ball. Take another quick look as we get ready to go ahead and go for it here. It is just a couple of inches.
Eskimos 10 for 11 and goes 3rd down. Gambles and a great surge behind Matt O'Donnell, the right guard, to move the chains.
Now, Jason Moss knows very well that if he plays Darrell Walker and Darius Bowman on the same side every play, you can roll coverage or outnumber Walker and Bowman, say 4 defenders on their side against 2 receivers. If you split them occasionally, impossible to do that. We'll track it tonight.
First down, they stay on the ground, and Shakir Bell outside now, across midfield, and Bell puts it back, and it's still going. What a run by Shakir Bell all the way to the Roughriders' 31-yard line. It's a 42-yard run.
One guy that could scrape for Saskatchewan to maybe make this play is middle linebacker and run stopper Greg Jones. But Shakir Bell, little inside step, that extra step made Jones go too far into the middle. He couldn't catch him, outran the angle. And if you're a Saskatchewan defender, don't relax and think he might just run out of bounds. Shakir Bell cut it back in.
And 633 yards last year in 11 games, replacing John White. Here's Riley. First read not available. Now on the run. And he'll throw on the run. Wide open end zone. Touchdown, Darrell Walker. Mike Riley extends the play, and it's a 31-yard touchdown connection.
Contain is so important. You let Riley get out of there, and now you've got Bowman and Walker freelancing back in the end zone. Riley gets outside of contain on Ivan Brown.
Roughing the passer, Saskatchewan number 78. That 15-yard penalty will be applied on the kickoff.
Newcomer Tony Criswell called for roughing the passer.
Keep eating on them, boys.
Walker's got his 5th touchdown of the year.
Scramble, baby.
5-play, 85-yard touchdown drive. White with the convert. So Walker with the touchdown catch. We'll check the penalty at the end of the play as Criswell lowers the boom on Riley.
It's a game of leverage. Ivan Brown goes in this angle. If he goes up the field, he's got help inside. Mike Riley's going to bounce outside of his inside rush angle. Now he's outside of contain on the run. Darrell Walker at the other end is finding a way to get himself open in the back of the end zone. Ivan Brown takes the right angle there. A small mistake turns into a touchdown because of the mistake at the line of scrimmage.
Bone, baby, bone.
Couple explosion plays on the drive. The 42-yard run by Bell, the longest of the season for the Eskimos. And after that penalty, the kickoff goes through the end zone, no points. And it will come out to the 25.
So what's Darrell Walker's role in this play? He starts out in the backfield, and he's going to have this layered route across the middle. But as he scrambles, his quarterback, he goes and finds a way to get himself open. Watch Walker all the way down the field. Now his route takes him to here. But now he sees his quarterback on the scramble. He's going to go right down the back line, believing in his quarterback to get it out of there. Touchdown.
See how the Roughriders respond. A quick out is caught by Hawley. 5 catches, 80 yards last week, working against Patrick Watkins.
3 straight games, this Edmonton defense has had an interception. They've turned the corner and are making plays. Up front, they get Jason Vega in for Marcus Howard, who's injured. Dion Lacey a couple of weeks ago, Defensive Player of the Week against Montreal. And Kenny Ladler's finding his way in the CFL. There's Court Parks out the corner because Brandon Thompson, the veteran, is now in at halftime.
The defense didn't register a sack against the Roughriders in week 2. Durant spins this, nobody home. Parks closest man to the football. And it's a 2-and-out for Saskatchewan.
Shamot Chambers tried to run a corner route there and tripped up. Durant had to throw it just as Chambers was coming out of his break, and just as he tried to break to the corner, he tripped and fell down. That's why there was no Saskatchewan receiver in the area.
So Bartell to boot it away. Short kick on a hop at the 45 to go. What a sidestep that was, and out near midfield with a flag down on the play. Just a 36-yard punt. Sort out the flag and be right back. Military Appreciation Night. Brick Field at Commonwealth.
Face mask. Saskatchewan number 28.
Here as we head down to the sidelines, here's Farhad Lalji.
Yeah, Christian, when Mike Benavides got to Edmonton, he'd heard all the stories about a loudmouth, uncoachable player named Odell Willis, but he said, I found a guy that was completely opposite of that. He said he's a fantastic leader, a mentor with a high football IQ. He reminds him of a player he had in BC, Corey Banks, who also was a loudmouth, but was a fantastic leader. So I said to Odell, when did you go from being the mayor of Swaggerville to the voice of reason? And he said it was after I left Winnipeg in 2012. He heard everything players had said about him, and he took a long look in the mirror and he said, I don't want to be perceived this way. He decided at that point how he wanted to be perceived is as a true professional. He admitted back then it was all about him. Now it's all about winning. And he says, when I leave this game, I want my legacy to be that of someone like Milt Stiegel, a true pro.
Former Bomber teammate Jason Vega has joined him on the Eskimos, and apparently this week he turned to the coach and Odell and said, you're a different guy now than you were 4 years ago. Crosser, and Walker's got another catch. Brought down at the 36. A face mask penalty against Demetrius Morley on the punt return has set up good field position for the Eskimos, and 6 more from Walker.
Well, that Edmonton defense has set up Mike Riley in some great field position early in this game. He's taking advantage of it. 10 points on the board already and knocking on the door again here. Saskatchewan's half of the field.
Second and 4 receivers. One stays in, Watson. And the pass from Pujols caught in front of Tavon Campbell. Excuse me, it's Chris Getzlaff with the catch. A touchdown against his old teammates in week 2 and a first down grab here.
Getzlaff is getting more and more involved as this season goes on for Mike Riley. Targeted 22 times in the last 4 games. In the first 4, it was just 12 targets. Starting to trust the Canadian receiver. Chris Getzlaff.
On the throw and a 21-yard pickup. Back to the score zone. Play action fake, and now it's Bell. 5, touchdown. Shakir Bell fitting in. 15-yard touchdown. Eskimos up big early.
Yeah, there was no question that Shakir Bell, just to the left of Mike Riley, can A, run the ball, and B, catch it out of the backfield. The only question for number 33 is his pass protection so far tonight. It's been spot on. John White, one of the best in the league, protecting the passer, picking up blitz and stunts from the defense.
Convert from Sean White.
I love you, baby. I gotta do this all for you. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to Eastside Indy. Let's go. Stand up.
Shakir Bell capping a 3-play, 42-yard touchdown drive.
Boy, that was a nice play fake there from Mike Riley to hold the stomach of Calvin McCarty long enough to draw the linebackers and allow Shakir Bell that leverage out to the outside, and then he turns the corner with plenty of time. I mean, basically untouched. Take a look at Shakir Bell on that Getzlaff catch over the middle here. Bell is looking to try and pick up a blitz, and the Riders are sort of spying him, but not really coming on the blitz at all. Look at him. He's kind of looking. He's trying to find his man, but no real pressure from here to pick up any stunt. Riley has plenty of time to set up that touchdown to Bell with the throw over the middle to Getzlaff.
Shout out to my mama, shout out to the East Side. Just a young East Side Indianapolis kid, man.
Well, the Eskimos have been playing with slow starts until last week. 14 first quarter points against the Argos, 17 here in the opening 12.5 against Saskatchewan.
It's been tough slugging when the Saskatchewan Roughriders for this team to go when they go on the road. Take a look at the points for and against. Turnovers. Darian Durant's been taking a beating. One of the reasons he threw 4 picks. It wasn't a good game for Durant. Certainly not defending his performance in Hamilton, but taking a lot of hits as well.
Those are the numbers since their last visit here. They scored 36 points here. Only 35 points scored in the last 4 games. Durant rolls, throws, and Roosevelt cut down, and there is Brandon Thompson, who the Eskimos feel has really strengthened their back end.
Yeah, Thompson steps up nicely here. Maybe Roosevelt turns the corner. If he can make that man miss, he might pick up at least the first down on this throw. Thompson, good timing, right at the waist level. Nothing Roosevelt can do about that.
Roughriders haven't scored a touchdown now in over 100 minutes. Pressure on. Durant gets away. Jabari Hunt in pursuit. And Durant breaks that tackle. Big run for a first down for Darian Durant.
Boy, he took a hit to get the last couple of yards, and he's feeling the effects of it now. His teammates huddling around him. He's still going to scratch and claw.
Looks like he might come out for a play. Got away from Willis. Outran Hunt.
And took a hit from Ladler.
Kenny Ladler unloaded.
If he hit slides, he's short of first down. and he knew it. Part of the concussion protocol, after getting up slow and showing some effects, he goes to the sideline and shake that one off.
Second rider first down. The first came by penalty. Mitchell Gale at quarterback. He's under the gun and he's brought down. Jabari Hunt, but a flag comes down as Hunt celebrates what would be his first sack, and it will stand on a holding call against Saskatchewan.
He's just Georgia Tech product, slowly has taken over that starting defensive tackle position.
Holding. Saskatchewan, number 51. The penalties declined. Second down.
Mondo Sewell still anchoring the other spot inside, but right here in front of J.C. Sherritt is Jabari Hunt. And upfield, spin move inside. That's nice.
Beat Marcus Hall, the Ohio State product.
Big man can move.
Second and 15. Four-man rush. Gale to Michael Ford. And Ford close to a first down up at the 48-yard line.
Well, really close. So you got to think that Chris Jones taking a long look at this, and even if it's a yard or just over it, probably very tempted.
He's even helping with the sticks.
He's trying to get the stick a little closer to the football, I think. Nope. Kick it away.
Punt team comes on.
Now this is the place on the field and the type of situation that if you're going to put something on, if you get practicing that punt fake.
Well, let's see.
Edmonton left their defense out there. J.C. Sherritt's there.
But Martell does kick it away, and a good one. Dove back around his 11. And after a 54-yard punt, the flag comes down. Jeff Hecht, one of the newcomers from Calgary, downfield in a hurry.
Yeah, that's good coaching by the Edmonton Eskimos. That place in the field, 3rd and inches, they just left their defense. Punt safe team, as it's called. Protect against a fake first, and if they kick it away, don't worry about a big return.
Illegal participation, Saskatchewan, number 28. 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first down.
So Demetrius Morley, that's the second flag he's drawn, had a face mask and left the field of play back on to be part of the tackle. And that is the final play of a huge first quarter for the Eskimos. They come out charging, looking for their 3rd consecutive win. Mike Riley with a touchdown pass to Darrell Walker, and Shakir Bell with one as well. 17-0 after one quarter. 5th time the Roughriders have not scored in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's pretty simple when you look at the stats here. We can cut right past it because it's a lot on the right column, not a lot on the left column. Saskatchewan needs a response. But big night tonight. It's military appreciation night here in Edmonton, and want to just always support the troops.
Absolutely, honorary colonel.
Well, and I do want to say hi to my teammates, the 417 Squadron in Cold Lake, Alberta, and there's a 410 Squadron here from there as well. And hey, folks, always support our troops. They do a great job. Team Canada all the way. And this is the type of t-shirt. We're going to sign this, Chris, and then I'm going to try and auction this out and get the money to the guys that need it in the Canadian Forces.
Saw the Eskimos yesterday wearing the camouflage gear, and lots of fans in attendance, as well as members of the military and their families here on a special annual night at the Brick Field.
Major Brad Steele's and the boys, the 417 Squadron, and girls.
Even punter, maybe he'll autograph his shirt for you. There's Riley, a little shovel to Corey Watson inside, and breaks the first tackle and then gets swarmed around the 27.
Well, you know, the Saskatchewan Roughriders come into this game with an opportunity. I mean, they've got Edmonton twice and Winnipeg twice in the next 4 games. Those are the teams they're trying to catch to get back in the fight. It hasn't started well, as you can see by that bottom line in the scoreboard, but there's lots of football to be played. They need a response right now, and it starts with a defensive stop.
2nd and 6. Now Riley out of the pocket, on the run, flag down, open man, and the catch is made by Bell up close to midfield, but this one coming back on a hold.
Rider D fortunate there. Bell works the sideline, but Riley,
Holding.
that's the second time.
Edmonton, number 67. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
It's the second time Mike Riley has got outside of contain. If the quarterback like Riley, as athletic as he is, gets outside of containment, boy, the defense breaks down. I don't care if you have an all-star group back there in the secondary. It breaks down in a hurry. Imperative that the defensive ends or whomever is in charge of containing Riley have got to stay upfield and keep him inside. He keeps getting outside and escaping like that. It's going to be a real long night for the Rider defense.
Negates a 25-yard play to Shakir Bell. 2nd and 14. Wide side. It's brought down by Bell. And then he gets tossed out short of the first down by Greg Knox Jr. But Shakir Bell with fresh legs has been a focal point in this first half.
Well, 11 starts last year. I mean, Shakir Bell is familiar with the CFL. He understands the schemes and where he needs to be, how he fits into this offense. Indiana State product can run the ball. He's got some quicks.
Former Eskimo Kendall Lawrence is back around the Saskatchewan 40. Grant shot a punt.
And the Rider D help from the penalty to get that stop.
And Lawrence taken down around the 45-yard line. Well, the CFL and TSN continues Sunday. First ever regular season live mic broadcast as the quarterbacks and coaches for both the Ticats and Stamps will be mic'd and live throughout the entire broadcast. Your chance to get inside the huddle and experience the game like never before. Our special live mic broadcast kicks off Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, across the TSN network. That is going to be neat.
This is going to be fun. And thanks in advance to both teams for pushing the envelope, allowing us to try this. This is going to be exciting for the fans.
Best field position start for Saskatchewan. Michael Ford just gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that took some work. Kenny Ladler finishes him off.
Sees Chris there what J.C. Sherritt did. He contained this running play. This is what I'm talking about with that contain. Contain the running play. Make the running back turn up inside of you. If that's your responsibility on the play, and it's J.C. Sherritt's, see his angle, stays upfield, turns the ball carrier back in, and that's where his help's coming from.
Do a little double take last week, just one tackle for J.C. Sherritt. Here comes the blitz. Durant gets it away, caught by Hawley, and he gets away for a couple extra yards. It's pushed out at the Edmonton bench, short of the first down. He's got 7 on the play.
Well, I love this blitz from Edmonton's Mike Benavides getting Odell Willis, as Farhan talked to you about, and how much of a leader he is, having Odell Willis just, you watch it, casually, I'm just, don't mind me, bam, he hits it. Watch how Odell Willis, 41, no, don't mind me, I'm just going to be back here hanging out. No, here I come, and hits it right in that A gap. Now he's picked up by Dan Clark, but I like the blitz.
3rd and 3, and Martell has to punt. Looking for a pin. Line drive. Hits the turf and on a hop. Pins Odell at his 12, a 45-yard punt. Brought back close to the 20. Well, we've seen the Eskimos firepower tonight, and it includes the leading receiver in the Canadian Football League, Darius Bowman. tonight Glenn will explain how to take advantage of the restart motion. Wonder if we'll get it on this play.
Motion all the receivers to the line of scrimmage. They put the brakes on. Quarterback gets a chance to look at the defense. Then they back up again and restart their motion.
Not here. Riley under pressure. And it's incomplete, but a flag comes down. And did Justin Cox get a high hit or in on Mike Riley?
Well, looks like he had his hands up in the face of Riley. Nice blitz called defensively off the edge.
Major foul. Roughing the passer. Saskatchewan, number 31. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Justin Cox has been the best defensive back for this team all year. Here's the blitz, but this is just a bad choice. He's clean off the edge. Go make the tackle. I mean, you know the rules. That's just a bad decision.
Third 15-yard penalty against Chris Jones's squad tonight. Over 100 yards in penalties in 3 of the last 4 games. Here's Bell. Gets to a second level again. Boy, he's had some giddy up, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He's got a nice jump to his step, fresh legs. Hasn't played a game his first start. We knew he could run. I mean, he can run. And he can catch the ball out of the backfield. And he's doing a lot of that early in this game. 59 rushing yards already for 33.
Got 9 on first down. That earns him another carry. And he'll push the pile for another first down.
You know, I know a lot of attention's been put on this Saskatchewan defense, and that bad decision by Justin Cox doesn't help, but this offense has had 4 series tonight for Saskatchewan. 2 first downs total in those 4 series, and 1 was by penalty. If they don't get that offense going, that defense is going to be out there all night long. That Edmonton total will climb.
Here's Bowman, second catch of the game. Makes a move to shake away from Cox, but Fred Bennett's on the scene, and he's forced out after a pickup of about 5.
Yeah, Justin Cox is a keeper defensive back. He's hurt and he's going down now. Something happened as he went to try and make a break there. Almost looked like his arm got caught up or something, Chris. And coming from different angles now at that inside halfback spot. Played there against Hamilton last week, but had been on the corner all season. And he's coming inside out from the left of your screen here. Tries to break down on Bowman, puts the hand on the ground. I think it looked like he may have jammed that wrist.
So they'll have to reconfigure the secondary, getting attention on the field, so we'll step out. Anticipated new series, This Is Us, this fall on CTV.
Justin Cox on the sideline, Chris, has caused a couple of different moves. The Riders have put Ed Gainey into the boundary beside Casey Rogers and have moved Tavon Campbell into halfback to the field side, the wide side of the field. There's Gainey. He's in the short side, and he'll play with Casey Rogers.
Boy, there's been a lot of shifting, hasn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Cox, one of only 4 Riders who have started all 9 on defense this year for Saskatchewan. There's Bell again. And another terrific run into Rough Rider territory, first down. The other 3, Jonathan Newsom, Corby Irvin, and Otha Foster III. But those defenders trying to figure out a way to stop Shakir Bell.
And Mike Riley right now keeping him on edge and keeping him tired because he's now running that tempo offense, so they can't even get a rest and call a play in the huddle.
Got some balance in this attack tonight, as you can see. Last week, 117 yards rushing, which was a season high against Toronto. Bell again to the outside. And bumped out by Casey Rogers, but close to yet another first down. He's got at least 8 on that carry.
Yeah. Shakir Bell, in his first start last year, was the player of the week. I mean, he didn't waste any time proving what he could do in the CFL. He rushed for 144 yards against Ottawa in his first game.
2nd and 2, and they're going to feed him the football. Managed to stay upright enough to get the first down before Drake Jones brings him down.
See the Rider defense already putting their hands on their waists. That's an indication of a group that's starting to get tired. Shakir Bell's been carrying the rock for the last 4 plays, so he's allowed to put his hands on his waist. But that D-line, you can see him breathing hard already.
Is this a CFL game? We're seeing a lot of rushing from the
what's up?
Edmonton Eskimos. The old school fans, I'm sure, like it. And they'll swing it out to Bell again. And Rogers stepped up to meet him and force him out at about the 32. It's a pickup of 5.
See Mike Riley throw it up and over the pressure to get at Shakir Bell. That was just a swing pass. That's obviously a real high percentage throw, but it was difficult throwing it around the rush, and he got it done.
Bell's got over 100 yards from scrimmage, combined rushing, receiving here in the opening half. 2nd and 5. Riley time. Watch Bowman. Can't catch up to it. That's Justin Cox back in the secondary, and good coverage from the returning player.
Justin Cox went to the bench for 3 running plays by Shakir Bell, came back on, got some more tape on the wrist, and what did he have to do in his first play back? Get out there and cover a corner route from Darius Bowman.
Bowman wants Jason Moss to challenge illegal contact, and the challenge flag has just come out.
Well, now there's a new amendment to the challenge rules for coaches that just came down today from the CFL head office. The first challenge for coaches used to be a freebie. If you lost it, you didn't lose a timeout. Now if Jason Moss loses this challenge, he loses a timeout. They're trying to curve the challenges that are becoming fishing expeditions.
Saw a bump on the route, but was it
Edmonton
beyond 5
is
yards?
challenging that their player number 4 had pass interference committed against them. We'll review the play.
And remember, you have to have a timeout to be able to challenge from the sideline. So if last week, here's the low angle, you did see the contact. So if last week Jason Moss challenged this and didn't win, it didn't matter, didn't lose a timeout. This week, if he doesn't win that challenge now, he will lose his timeout.
Counted 8 strides there before Cox got his hands on him, which you would presume was easily beyond the 5-yard limit.
After review, we have illegal contact, Saskatchewan number 31. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's the 9th illegal contact penalty against the Roughriders. Only the Alouettes have been flagged more for that this season. And Bowman wanted the call right away. In fact, he did gesture and could have been called for unsportsmanlike, and then went to the new signal, the tap on the helmet.
Well, that's what teams have done to get away from being called for that flag motion. Receivers used to do is they've got their own signals now.
So it gives the Eskimos a first down at the Rough Rider 22. Riley stands in, wants Bowman in the end zone, and it's intercepted. And Geedy took it away, and the Rough Riders get the football. First interception of the season for Geedy. And a drive stopper for the Rough Rider defense on Geedy's first of the season.
see Ed Gainey playing inside and protecting the middle of the field in his man-to-man coverage on number 4. See how he's protecting the inside on the inside edge, the inside shoulder. That makes it tough to make the play on the corner route, but Gainey, the veteran, undercuts this, sees a low and hard throw, and wins the jump ball at the high point.
Roughriders start at their 25. Durant throws, and a quick break on the ball from Kenny Ladler, intended for Shamad Chambers. Let's join Farhad Lalji.
Plenty of problems, as we've discussed, with the Riders' offense, but a lot of it boils down to an offensive line which has been just a revolving door so far this season. You know, throughout this year, they have yet to go back-to-back games where they've had the entire same old line in the same spot for more than one game in a row. The revolving doors made it very difficult for Darian Durant to get comfortable. Chris Jones said before the game, we can't just let him sit back between the guards. We've got to get him to move around. He's moving all right, but it's because he's being chased. You got Matt Vaughn making his first start. 3 imports have had to play. It's been a real difficult time right now for the men up front.
There's still no Chris Best. He's missed the first half of the year. There's Michael Buchanan, newcomer to the Eskimos, involved in that play for the Edmonton 2-0.
And no Brendan Labatt, but they did get Xavier Fulton back in the line. That did 2 things. One, it gets your all-star back at left tackle. And here's a good look at Fulton, who's going to stone his man, Eddie Steele. And that's just technique, great technique from the left tackle. So they get the tackle back. They move Thaddeus Coleman to the right side where he's comfortable. That's a good start. And no Brendan Labatt, no Chris Best has been tough on him.
Now, the intended starters, the outset of the season, they've missed 20 man games. Edmonton's missed 2. 40-yard punt. Denzel Doe has looked good to drop the ball, and the Eskimos get back on it. I think it was Alex Ogbongamiga, and I wanted to give that a better shot.
I'm just going to call him Alex, can I buy a vowel? Because there's a lot of vowels in his name, but we'll get it. I think it was him that came across.
Ogbongamiga.
There
yes,
we go.
Indeed.
Ogbongamiga.
Rookie out of Calgary, who was in the Saskatchewan lineup earlier this season. Way to go, Alex. I think you'll mind if we go Alex O.
Alex O. I like it. I like it. Sold.
Great field position. And a quick hitter goes to Getzlaff, second catch, and Gainey makes his second consecutive defensive play.
Well, you're going to see an example of a team that's struggling, and Olka Foster's an outstanding player, but he's going to follow just off the left of your screen here. And he doesn't stay wide. I mean, this is a guy who knows the game well, is an all-star caliber player, followed his own jersey on a blitz.
2nd and 11, Riley throws, passes caught by Watson, and he'll get dropped short of the first down at the 45. Otha Foster the third, the former Eskimo, with the tackle.
And Foster, Chris, makes the tackle. I mean, he's going to regroup and make a play, but those little things, those little angles, when you're on a blitz and you follow your own man, your own jersey color, one guy can block 2 people. And you don't get the pressure you need.
Eskimos elect to send the punt team out on 3rd and 2. Will not try a 52-yard Sean White field goal, which would have matched his long for the year. They do fire it back to Shaw. Grant Shaw looks for the corner, and he nails it. Second time this year that Shaw has hit inside the 10. Doesn't get much better than that as they mark it out at the 2. 43 yards into the corner for Grant Shaw.
Well, when you consider that this Edmonton defense is contained and basically not allowed the Saskatchewan offense to get started, get any traction at all, a kick like that is magnified. This defense in Edmonton has turned the corner under Mike Benavides. You knew the schemes were sound. Had great success in Vancouver with them.
Gonna dig their way out of this bad field position. Not much on the first down carry, but it is an improving group on defense for the green and gold.
Yeah, last 3 games, you can take a look at the differences. I mean, overall, they were giving up over 30 points per game. Dropped that to 19.3 over the last 3 starts. Coming on, and as I mentioned, 3 games in a row with an interception and a couple of big ones.
2nd and 8. Look out, Dion Lacey gets home, and it's a safety as Lacey and the Eskimos celebrate the sack with a roll in the end zone. And it's 19-0 Edmonton.
And I just showed you Saskatchewan defense, 2 guys following their own jersey. Watch what happens when you don't follow your own jersey on a blitz. Dion Lacey takes the outside, and inside is J.C. Sherritt. They don't follow each other, so one guy can get blocked, or one guy can block both players. They take 2 different lanes, and when they go in those lanes, one is free, and it's Dion Lacey, 2 weeks ago, Defensive Player of the Week in the CFL.
50 tackles on the year for Lacey. That's his first sack. And a point producer as the defensive coordinator celebrates this growing Edmonton defense and a big play here. Let's go back down to far end.
Yeah, guys, I talked to Mike Benavides 2 series ago. The same situation happened. He brought the tablet to me. He said, watch this. I told him he was going to have a free sack, but he missed the tackle in the backfield. They called the same look again. He got the same look. This time he got home and made the play count, but the coordinator knew it was there if he wanted it.
Don't always get a second shot, do you?
I love that in the defensive mindset, we call the quarterback home. You want to try and get home on a blitz.
Pena has to kick off after the safety. Eddie Steele knocks that down and doesn't take any chances batting it out around the 33-yard line. Well, we've seen this defense making strides, and so is the head coach.
The reason they've played better is they've understood the schemes better. They have played together longer now. They're able to communicate faster, or better, I should say, and just allows them to play faster. Like, bottom line, they understand what they're trying to do now after 6 weeks, and with the type of defense Benny's been able to do, and he's a game planning coach. He loves the game plan. He's seen more film of people. He's changed some things around, tweaked some things around, but our guys are understanding it, I think, better because they've had the experience now together. They're just playing faster.
Well, and here's the other thing that Jason Moss can take some credit for, too. Not overall changes when they struggled in the first 4 or 5 weeks. This was a team that was patient with their guys. They had changes. Kenny Radler came in for Dexter McCoyle. It took him some time. It took a while with Dion Ballou to figure out behind Aaron Grimes. Then he was the only other change in that entire group. They let him settle in, and they're playing better now in a big, big way.
18 for number 18, Watson, a first down, and now Walker tried to catch it twice. It's incomplete with former Eskimo Casey Rogers in coverage. We hit the 3-minute warning. Eskimos pitching a shutout here at the Brick Field at Commonwealth Stadium.
Going to talk about that. Also, Winnipeg's win earlier against the Montreal Alouettes, the GMC playbook, and CC Matt Dunnigan now has a guitar, wants to play a little country music. I don't know how Glenn Suter would feel about that.
I love that. Wow. That is fantastic. He's playing lead guitar too. Is
that a lullaby for Milk? Or?
I'm thinking little Garth Brooks there and the lead thing going on. Love it, man.
2nd and 10. Riley over the middle. There's Bowman. Darius Bowman still going. Inside the 20, and Geedy will wrestle him down around the 14. CFL's leading receiver, adds to his totals with 46 on that play.
Well, he goes straight down the field, and he gets Ed Gainey just jumping at every little twitch. He twitches outside, Gainey jumps outside after the big pick. Now Gainey recovers and saves the touchdown. But what a move in the route running from Bowman.
Third big play on offense for Edmonton in this first half. Roughriders have now surrendered 26 big plays on the season. Watson again, for Foster, sure tackle. Brings down Watson at the 10.
Let me show you that route one more time from Darius Bowman. That same level again. Watch how he uses his head here. If you're playing man-to-man, you better watch the waist of the receiver. Watch the little twitch. Little twitch to the outside. Bang, right here. And that's all it took to get Gainey to open up the wrong way. Now he's got the open middle. 46-yard gain, setting up points.
2nd and 6. Riley bumps out of the pocket. And incomplete, intended for Watson. It'll be 3rd down.
Justin Capicotti had adjusted his angle there, and he made it tough. We saw earlier in this half Riley get outside a couple times. This time, the veteran Capicotti, he finally said, I got to adjust my angle and can't allow 13 to keep getting outside and around him. Now, he does initially, but watch how he adjusts. Now he gets wider and makes it a tough throw by Riley.
So a short field goal. White looking for 3 to get within 3 of 1,000. From 17 out. Puts it through. 22-0. Eskimos lead. Well, the Coors Light games are coming to TSN. Tune in to watch over 500 participants from across Canada compete in this year's games. Catch the action Thursday, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, across the TSN network. You and I haven't got that assignment for whatever reason.
Let's call that event. I'll bring the telestrator.
She's got her game face going.
Leading the cheer team down there in the front row.
Under 2 minutes for the Roughriders to salvage this first half. There's a start. Naaman Roosevelt with the catch against Dion Lacey for a first down.
That was the 3rd first down of the first half for the Saskatchewan offense. 1 of the 3 was on penalty.
Held to under 20 points in 5 games this year. Outscored 75-7 in the last 6 quarters. Unless they can score here. Michael Ford can't turn it upfield and is stopped around the 51. 2nd and long upcoming.
Doesn't help Saskatchewan that Rob Bagg isn't in the lineup, injured for this one tonight. A veteran that was 2nd behind Naaman Roosevelt when it came to those clutch catches on 2nd down. Chris Jones has had to go through some injury juggling as well.
2nd down, Durant hooks up for a first down. Good throw there from the veteran quarterback, and Caleb Hawley has another catch. One of the newcomers that looks like, well, through 6 quarters that he might be around for a while.
Well, and Chris, this is almost already at the time for Saskatchewan where they want to see these young guys and they want to let them develop and keep them on the field.
25-year-old, native of Anchorage, Alaska. Pass over the middle. This guy's staying around for a while. Number 4 in the league in receiving, coming in to this week's action. And Naaman Roosevelt has another 2nd down conversion catch.
4 in yardage and number 3 in receptions behind Bowman and Darrell Walker. We've got the top 3 in receptions coming into the week.
So putting something together here. And now the screen to Ford. Got a block. Michael Ford has another Roughrider first down. And out of bounds to stop the clock. 19 yards for Ford.
Now, good timing on the call here. Like it. You're thinking that Durant's going to, just try to push the ball down the field as he's working against the clock as well, and go with the screen pass to switch it up. One guy had a chance to get him. That was Dion Lacey, and he got tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Good block by Hawley downfield.
First appearance in the red zone tonight. And over the middle, Hawley. Knee did touchdown, and play is stopped.
Boy, this Rider team, they need a confidence boost in a big way, and a score before the half. How important would that be for a team that's struggling in the confidence department?
Last touchdown was in their last home game against Calgary on the final play of the first half. Need one here to end the road. Here comes pressure. Picked up. Durant throwing. Looking for Roosevelt. Can't bring it in.
Now they got the blocks they needed to get Durant the ball out of the pocket. And it's going to be maximum protection. Bring in the extra receiver and Nick Dembski. He's coming in playing for Rob Bagg tonight. He picks up the block on J.C. Sherritt and chips over to Kenny Ladler. Gives Durant a chance to get it out of there, and Durant just misses Naaman Roosevelt.
Almost looked like if Roosevelt doesn't lose his footing there, he might have been able to make the catch.
It looked like the ball placement was very good.
So Rapinoe to come in and get the Roughriders on the board. 18-20 on the season. From 24 out of the hold of Bartell, the flag comes down. Let's see what this is all about. Indication against the Roughriders.
Now they'll back them up, make them do it again.
Illegal formation, 53 Saskatchewan. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Something in the alignment that Matt Vonk did that was penalized. So he goes to the sidelines. And onto the field comes Gregory Alexander. And so it will be from 29 out. Makes it twice. This one will count. 9th consecutive field goal for Rapinoe, and the Roughriders score on the final play of the half. Home team in control after 30 minutes. Riley with a couple of touchdown passes on Military Appreciation Night. 22-3. Eskimos at halftime. Point Eskimo lead here in Edmonton as we get set for the second half of Friday Night Football's second game of the doubleheader. The first, Farhad Lalji with Chris Jones.
Coach, fairly difficult offensively for your team to get going until that final drive. What can you do to free up Darian to make some plays?
Yeah, we're going to have to move him around a little bit, again, mix up plays, and we've just talked just now. We got to do a better job. And down here, we're blocking a guy and then we come off. We got to be more definitive in our assignments.
Defensively, I mean, how tough is it for them when they're on the field as much as they are? Or do they have some more they can get done here as well?
Well, we've got to do a great job of keeping Mike in the pocket. The first two drives, he's out of the pocket all night. And when Mike Riley gets outside the pocket, that's where all the big plays happen. So we got to keep him bottled up.
Thanks for this.
Okay, thanks. See ya.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We showed you that in the first half when Mike Riley got outside of containment. Darrell Walker had a touchdown on one of those plays.
Excuse me, Suits. Positive drive to end the first half for the Roughriders, and now they get the football to start the third quarter as Grant Shaw kicks it off. Kendall Lawrence. Dion Lacey down in a hurry, and they'll stop Lawrence before he gets to the 15-yard line.
But you're right, Chris. I mean, that last drive of the first half, Gary Durant got a few first downs together there. And going into that final drive, had just 3 first downs to show for the first half. So a little bit of positive, got the 3 points out of it. Can they build on it now with a long, sustained drive like Matt Dunnigan mentioned at halftime? Keep that defense over there on the sideline and keep Mike Riley on his sideline when you get your offense rolling.
Swinging it out to Roosevelt. Chambers blocking. Roosevelt gets outside and see where the spot is. Looked like he was right out at the first down stick.
Just some good running in the open field and good decisions from Naaman Roosevelt. Caught that little swing pass. I thought he was going to cut back into the middle, and there were some Eskimo defenders pursuing from there. But a nice cut to bounce it. Move the chains.
Roosevelt now 55 catches, 739 yards on the year. On this date last year, he hadn't got a start yet. He played the last 10 games beginning on August 30th. Hand off, and Michael Ford brought down around the 29. So we'll give him 5. J.C. Sherritt in on the stop.
Question for the Riders is, who's the next Naaman Roosevelt? Who's the one that's going to complement him? Is it going to be Ricky Collins? Could it even be a Nick Dembski or a Shamad Chambers? The Edmonton Eskimos have the big 2 in Darrell Walker and Darius Bowman. Almost impossible to cover those 2 and double team both of them. That's what the Riders are looking for.
2nd and 5, 5 receivers out, and there's Chambers. Had to reach back for it. Will be close to a first down, and they're going to give him forward progress at the 35, and the sticks are moving.
Yeah, he ran that route nicely because that route requires him to be precise, go about a yard past the marker so that when he comes back to the ball there, he can still fall forward to first down territory, and he did get a nice spot. Nice spot for the Riders, I'm saying.
6 catches, 43, and a touchdown. In his first meeting against his old team, that touchdown looked like it might have been the game winner in the final minute. But Sean White had a long field goal to force overtime. Chambers tossed down by Cord Parks. Darius Jackson there to help on the spot of the football up around the 42.
First down, so important for a struggling team. It's important for any team, but when you're struggling, first down success, to have a play like that gets you into 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. That gives you a chance. The Riders coming into this game tonight were the worst team in the league at 2nd and long conversion rate.
Spencer Moore lines up to the tight end on 2nd and 4. Max protect. And the flag comes down. Marcel Young and Dion Lacey in the vicinity. Pass intended for Roosevelt.
I think Marcel Young was telling his teammate, I had that. You didn't have to grab. Let's see who gets called here because they were both right
Pass
there.
Interference, Edmonton, number 23. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, so now you see the replay. I know what Marcel Young said when Lacey reacted. He said, no, you're okay. That was on me.
Second PI of the game against the Eskimos. Now 10 on the season against that secondary. Roughriders up to the 51. Time for Durant underneath. Ford will try and spin away from Lacey, who would have none of it. And Watkins rallied to the football, too.
So a couple first downs on this drive alone Darian Durant had production on first down. This is the first time now he's in 2nd and 7 or longer. This has been their issue, and when you're struggling confidence-wise, 2nd and long feels like 2nd and forever. I'm Mike Benavides. I might send a little pressure and see if they can handle it.
Backfield forward, pass incomplete. J.C. Sherritt was on the scene defensively, but the drive stalls near midfield.
Benavides goes with 4-man pressure and drops everybody and makes Durant try and get it underneath to Michael Ford. See if Ford can make Sherritt miss. He can't, incomplete. They're punting the football. First, second along of that drive, didn't execute it.
Eighth possession for Saskatchewan, 6th punt of the game for Bartel. Denzel Doe back to his inside his 10. Heaney was there. He blocked a big hit on the play as Spencer Moore and Jeff Knox Jr. got down there. Sort out the flag when we come back. Mike Riley, over 3,000 yards passing now on the season as we hit the halfway mark tonight. As a reminder, CFL on TSN continues this Sunday. Our first ever regular season live mic broadcast. We'll have mics on Zach Colaros, Bo Levi Mitchell, Dave Dickinson, Kent Austin. We'll be listening in for 60 minutes. Some pretty intriguing.
This is going to be cool.
Inside the huddle football.
Yeah, this is going to be cool. We'll be calling plays and talking to receivers. And yeah, this is going to be fun.
Mike Riley now at 3,052 yards passing on the season, and add a few more as he finds his favorite target, Darius Bowman, for a first down after a penalty on the punt return, a holding call against newcomer Demetrius Wright. But they get that back and a little more on an 18-yard pickup.
Well, he's slinging it this year. I mean, yeah, the rule changes have helped, but this is an elite quarterback, a Grey Cup champion. We're not at Labor Day yet, and he's on pace for 6,000 yards passing. Nice throw to Bowman.
Fourth catch, 81 yards for number 4. And here's Bell, and this time not going anywhere. Dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Greg Jones.
So this is game 9. This is the halfway point for Riley, and over 3,000, as you mentioned. Here's his pace. I remember that Doug Flutie year. He had a few overtime games in that one in 91. The last guy to do it was down here in Anthony Calvillo in 04. But it's been a while since we got to that 6,000 yard mark for a quarterback in the CFL, and the rules have helped. But when these elite quarterbacks stay healthy, the scoreboard lights are flashing.
An average of 355 yards a game. He wants more here and overthrows the intended target in double coverage. Wanted Bowman incomplete.
Started in single coverage, but because of the hustle of Shane Herbert come from the safety spot, it ended up in double. Gainey got a little help from his safety. First start for Herbert, who playing for Kevin Francis. Kevin Francis still on the roster, but they're moving him around and moving him on teams.
Play doesn't get off. Herbert out of Laurier, a 3-year veteran, a couple of seasons in Toronto. Don't think they'd whistle play in, and we'll reboot with Lawrence awaiting. Longest punt return of the year for Kendall Lawrence, 32 yards. Big boot. Lawrence back at his 30. That's a 59-yard punt, but a decent return of 15 for Kendall Lawrence up to the 45. 6 minutes into this third quarter. Roughriders need some offense. Their most dangerous weapon this season, one of the league's top receivers, Naaman Roosevelt, trying to stoke a comeback here at Commonwealth. Appreciation night as we salute our troops.
410 squadrons here, 417 rescue squadrons here. players get involved, go and pose for pictures. Thank you to the men and women in the Canadian Forces and all they do here and around the world to protect our way of life. And I've been up there to Cold Lake, Chris, and it's exciting because you are around highly motivated, positive, dedicated men and women that go to work every day and put their selfish stuff aside for the greater good of the country.
See if the Riders can get things going here. A little swing to Ford out of the backfield, gets tripped up after a short gain. Kendall Lawrence shaken up on that punt return, but to the sidelines under his own steam.
Been a bit of a rotation at the tailback spot. Curtis Steele injured early in the season. They're trying to find who will be the feature back. Not a bad outing so far tonight for Michael Ford.
Second and 7. Underneath Ford. And Ford trying to lower his shoulders to get to the first down stick. It appears he'll be a yard short. J.C. Sherritt again on the tackle.
Boy, and that's the play, though, when you're trying to find your tailback, that's the play you need him to get. You know, Michael Ford caught the ball on the flat there with room in front of him to turn, lower his pad level, and go get that yard. Now they're going to be a couple inches. Short yardage was an issue for them back when they played here in Edmonton early in the season. They fixed it since. Let's see.
Well, for 9, the sneak should be enough, and that second surge definitely. Of course, the game ended here in week 2 on an unsuccessful quarterback sneak that was stuffed by J.C. Sherritt.
In overtime. Back in overtime, it was highest offensive output for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They took it to overtime. It was a third down in OT. 3-point lead by the Edmonton Eskimos, and the defense wins in overtime with that third down stop.
First head coaching win for Jason Moss. We got Brandon Bridge in the game, and he's got a connection. Air Canada to Naaman Roosevelt for a big play.
He just knifes it in there. I mean, 2 players coming down on Roosevelt down this seam, and Brandon Bridge, former Alouette, he just threads the needle and hits him right between the 8 and the 2, 43-yard gain, and Neil King can't get there.
Biggest play of the game for the Roughriders, and now Bridge, keeper, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard. Now he'll head back to the sidelines.
You know, Chris Jones, when he was with Edmonton, he would come in with that backup quarterback in Jordan Lynch and run sort of a running play, running style offense. I bet he brought in Brandon Bridge thinking Edmonton would think that, and Bridge just launches one deep.
Great call. Roosevelt's quick catch, 80 yards in the game, and now second and 9. Durant, goal line, and the flags fly, and Marcel Young's going to get called again, and not much doubt about it.
Full out blitz. Mike Benavides sent everybody except the guys covering their receivers, and Marcel Young tries to take inside position, but he can't hold it. So he comes out and around the outside shoulder, early contact, and the flags fly.
Pass interference, Edmonton, number 23. Ball will be placed at the 1-yard line, first down.
By the way, young defensive backs, don't throw your hands up in the air after a play like that. It's a dead giveaway. There's 7 on the line for the Edmonton Eskimos, and they're bringing them all.
Well, first and goal, Durant spins, scores. Flag down, but it looks like the Riders' drought has ended.
Well, the way it's gone, I'm sure those Saskatchewan Roughriders are looking, going, is that against us? Usually this is defense trying to get a jump or either lining up across into that neutral zone.
Offside, Edmonton.
That's
that
what
penalty
it is.
Declined. touchdown.
It is, and it's the first touchdown in 129 minutes and 29 seconds for the Riders offense.
There's the hand, there's the guilty party in the neutral zone. And Chris, was it just me, or was the reaction after the score from Durant more of relief than celebration? After that long slump they've been going through to try and find Pater.
But they're back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Virginia at the extra point, 22-10. First touchdown run of the year for Durant. And a 7-play, 65-yard touchdown drive, capped by a spin and score from number 4. Coverage begins 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Across the TSN network, our colleague Sarah Orleski is there to report for Sports Center as well. On the way to touchdown, gets the Roughriders back in the game. Durant caps it, but it's a big play by Brandon Bridge to help get them there.
Naaman Roosevelt also very important in that drive.
Oh, short kick. They got it. They've come up with a football. Greg Newman, the former Saskatoon Hilltop. And suddenly momentum shifting here Saskatchewan's way.
The only thing that the review center right now is looking at is whether or not that ball traveled 10 yards. I think there was no question it did.
Jason Moss wants a look on the scoreboard to see if indeed it did.
Great time to call it. Caught the Edmonton Eskimos sleeping on the line. There's your 10-yard mark from the football. I'll let that go. And now here where Newman picks it up, right?
Perfect.
Yep.
And up at the 49. Back to work on offense. 6th catch of the game for Roosevelt.
Yeah, closing in on 100 yards. Plus, Naaman Roosevelt with 6 catches and 86 yards receiving so far tonight. I think he's drawn at least 3 pass interference calls, including the one down on the goal line on the last series. They're working their number 1 receiver.
Hasn't had 100 in any of the last 4. 3 times on the season. And threatening that again tonight. 2nd and 4. And they're going to take a shot. Got to stab him. Oh, they can't make the catch. In behind Pat Watkins.
Well, that's catchable football. And a chance for Hawley to start to make a name for himself as a keeper as well. Straight go route, just 3-man rush, and they don't even come. Give Darian Durant lots of time. He puts it out there, lets Hawley run underneath it, and he just lost it as it came over his shoulder. I don't even think that hit his hands. Or just hit the outside of his thumb on the right hand. He just missed that. Almost whiffed on it. That ball can't be thrown any better.
At the long, loud out. Bartell looks for the corner. Outside the numbers. Coverage is good. And Kenzel Doe's not going to get away. Eskimos trapped inside their 10. They have a 12-point lead with just over 4 minutes left. 3rd quarter. Bronze medalists here tonight. Local products, Jen Kish of the Rugby Sevens team, Stephanie LeBay of our women's soccer team. Got a standing ovation, signing autographs, and now with our NLG.
Of Edmonton girls, and we'll start with Jen. Not only do you get a bronze medal, but you really got to introduce your sport to the world on an Olympic stage, and it was a wild one. What was it like to go through that process?
It was incredible. I mean, and to have the support of the Canadian fans behind us was phenomenal, and to create history, I mean, you can only do it once, and to be part of that was a complete honor.
Stephanie, the women's soccer team has been through it twice now with the bronze medal, and you got moved to 4th in the FIFA ranking, so a little bit of respect that comes out of that. Just talk a bit about the success of your program capped with the Olympic bronze.
Yeah, it's been incredible, and coming into this Olympics, we definitely had our sights set on gold, but unfortunately the cards didn't play out that way. But to be able to be on back-to-back podiums, I mean, the last time a team did that in the Summer Olympics was in 1908, so for us to be able to do that and reset history there, it was incredible.
Congratulations, ladies.
There's a safety, so the Roughriders get one back after Darian Durant sacked in the end zone in the first half. This time it's Mike Riley dropped for 2. And this game has swung momentum-wise in the Roughriders' favor.
Well, it's Chris Jones that decided enough is enough, and he's loading up the line, and this is the old Chris. 9 guys on the line of scrimmage, and they're all blitzing. You can't block 9.
And it's Otha Foster with first contact to get home. Greg Jones there to help make sure Riley wasn't getting away. It's now a 10-point game, and the Roughriders will get the ball back.
It has shifted, and congratulations, by the way, to all of our Canadian athletes that represented our country well. It is a patriotic night, is it not?
It certainly, and you know, I wanted to say before the sack that the standing ovation they got a little earlier tonight
outstanding.
Told them how special those bronze medals really are.
Now, very cool.
Is that a Dunnigan jersey?
Just Mike Riley just had no shot here. I mean, they left Shakir Bell in, so you've got 6 to block 9. And you're just not going to get that done. Well, check that. Calvin McCarty's in there too, so 7. Still 2 free for Saskatchewan. Math just works out that way.
Now the kickoff, and Kendall Lawrence will try and give them good field position again, and he will up around the 50. So the plot thickens now as Darian Durant has a chance to close the gap.
Well, and the thing that's happened here quickly offensively for Saskatchewan is that throw from Brandon Bridge, that stretches the defense a little bit. And then Durant comes in the next series, throws down the sideline to Hawley. Now, they don't click on that one, but they're cutting it loose a little bit. Going for those big plays down the field.
Lawrence in the backfield. Open is Dembski. He's got it. Flag down on the play, and is this coming back?
Xavier Fulton's had his hands in the air as if he's a guilty party.
Referee Odell Willis signaling it's against Saskatchewan. And it's going to wipe out a 33-yard play.
Holding, Saskatchewan, number 58. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Well, this is why it is so tough to block Odell Willis. When he's got that first step in speed, an all-star tackle's in good position, but he hooks him. Gets his left hand out and around the shoulder pads. He's trying to say, no, I was inside, but he had that left arm around the outside shoulder pad of Willis trying to go around him.
Could have been Dembski's first catch of the night. Set up the screen. Here's Lawrence. And the Lawrence! First down and more. Down to the 41 of Edmonton.
So you have problems on the Odell Willis side, then go ahead and call the screenplay to the Odell Willis side. There's Willis right there, and Xavier Fulton had trouble in the last one. He got the hold, and this time they let him go by and throw the screen in behind him. Nice play call.
More of the Kendall Lawrence we saw as a dangerous weapon with the Eskimos for a couple of seasons. 29-yard pickup for the Eskimo 41. 5 receivers, but the handoff to Lawrence. Bounce off first contact for a couple. Down to the 39.
That was a running play, but I occasionally like to find a play. I want to show you Nick Dembski here, guys. This is a running play, and watch Nick Dembski take off and go full speed down the field. That was a running play. If you're a young receiver, run every route like that, good things will happen. I just got to get his name out cleanly.
We'll give you Arpon Bamiga later. 2nd and 9. Durant over the middle, and Roosevelt fights to make the catch and move the chains. Boy, 82's having a night. 12 yards and a first down.
Kendall Lawrence gets the assist, 32. He's got to pick up the stunt, and here it comes. Blitz on the outside. He takes J.C. Sherritt right there. Low block. 1 more second for Durant. And then at the other end, a contested catch. Roosevelt wins the battle.
give him 13 and 99 on the night. From the 27, Durant will double clutch. He's got Holly. And Callum Holly's got a first down at the 10. And suddenly this offense that couldn't put first downs together in the first half is driving in the second.
Darian Durant read Patrick Watkins in the short side corner, jumped the inside route to Roosevelt, pump faked him in there, and then hit Hawley on the sideline.
Fifth catch for Hawley. And Watkins shaken up.
Watkins thought he had a pick.
Boundary corner is going to have to come out for 3 plays.
Because he left his man trying to go on and jump Naaman Roosevelt. And Durant pump faked him.
Watkins with 2 interceptions last week. But this will cause a shift in that secondary for Mike Benavides. And Demetrius Wright, who was in the Rider camp earlier this year, is into the game for Edmonton.
Pat Watkins is going to be okay. He's going to have to sit out 3 plays.
So it looks like a straight swap right for Watkins on the short side corner. We'll see if Durant goes after him. Third time in the red zone, 1 for 2. It is 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. Here comes pressure. Holly's got it. And spun down around the 3 with a flag down, and Durant getting helped up. So is this roughing the passer?
J.C. Sherritt went on a blitz there, and Durant threw as he was falling away and getting hit by Sherritt.
Major foul, roughing the passer, Edmonton number 47. Half the distance to goal, first down.
5th time the defense for Edmonton's drawn that penalty this year.
Same blitz, Chris, as Farhan talked about. Mike Benavides drew up where Dion Lacey got the sack. Same exact blitz. This time Durant reads it on the 3rd attempt. Gets it out of there before he gets home. And they're on the doorstep.
First and goal from about a yard out. Durant left side again, and he powers his way in. Marcel Young had him in his grasp, but Durant would not be stopped.
Boy, confidence is a funny thing. It's a fine line, and it has shifted. This one-win Rider team has got some confidence. They got it on the Brandon Bridge throw. That got things started. Started to believe, and it's been all Riders since.
No rushing touchdowns for Durant coming in. He has a pair tonight. And a convert away from being a field goal away. And it's good. 22-19. Just the 6th double-digit quarter for the Roughriders on the year. And Durant has a pair of touchdowns here at quarter number 3 on his own. The Riders have 19 consecutive points, 16 in the third quarter.
Had just 3 first downs other than the very last drive of the first half, and 12 in that quarter alone. So the Brandon Bridge throw really gave them a chance to get some confidence on offense, Chris, and they've taken it from there. That was all Riders in the third quarter, and really this Rider team season is really in the balance over the next 3-4 weeks. They needed to get back in this football game.
You know, it's funny, we talked about that final possession of the first half, that they needed to do something. They generated a field goal, and you wondered if is that enough to take to the locker room? Apparently, it did help stoke a little confidence here, and the no lead is safe. philosophy in effect again here tonight. I'm sure a lot of people saw this coming. Get the tearaway jersey going. Old school. But Kenzel Doe on a leash got out a little further.
Had a couple of threads of the jersey, and it didn't really want to tear away. I couldn't see the number of who got it.
That's Shane Herbert.
Is Shane Herbert. It's the T-shirt, and look, the threads are hanging in there as they run, but he can't get enough. It's unraveling. The shirt is unraveling as he's running away.
And he's trying to reel it in.
He's trying to bring in a big mouth bass or something.
Oh. It's a big series now for the Eskimos. It's Shakir Bell chewing up yards again.
Well, this is how they set the tone in the first half. This is how Edmonton did that. They got Shakir Bell going in the run game. Chris, you even made the point in the first half that you were saying we don't see a lot of run this year in the CFL, and all of a sudden Edmonton's going to it, and Matt O'Donnell's going to get a big block. He kicks out. It's to Newsom.
27 for Bell, over 100, 109 on the game. And with a nice catch by Kuhorn in front of Casey Rogers. The Eskimos now have 4 100-yard rushing games as a team this year, and they've done it in 3 consecutive games. So the runs become a bigger part of the attack. First with White, and tonight with Shakir Bell.
Not done yet.
Big response possession for Edmonton, and Bell, second effort, will get a first down.
Shane Herbert came up there on that safety. It's really a blitz call to stop the run, because Edmonton has that tendency in this game to stop the run. So they're going to bring Herbert up here and just say, just fill another gap and don't let him out of there. And again, they get tangled up in their own teammates trying to get to Shakir Bell.
First down at the 32. Snap pattern for Walker. First down at the Roughrider 21-yard line.
Yeah, I think that third quarter offensively for the Riders got Mike Riley's attention. He's back at the controls, and the Edmonton Eskimos this year have seen big leads, bigger than this, disappear here at Commonwealth Stadium. Think back to that Hamilton Tiger Cat
25
game.
points.
25-point lead. It disappeared.
One of the reasons that people were a little critical that Riley stayed in so late last week in a lopsided game, but Jason Mawson, he didn't feel secure based on what's happened to this team. Riley can't find anybody. Now out of the pocket, he'll take off, and Riley runs for a first down. Another big play Chris Jones talked about, not allowing him to get out of the pocket. He makes things happen like a 13-yard run.
And that's exactly what Chris Jones is saying. Chris is saying, how did we let him out of there again? In the first half, what was the formula for the Edmonton Eskimos? Run the ball to Shakir Bell. Big plays in the passing game when Riley got outside of containment. This time he runs, but he gets outside of containment. It's over.
7 yards in the third quarter on offense, but an impressive drive here early in the fourth. Bell the handoff and spins out of the tackle of Corby Irvin, but dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Let's go back to that Riley run that's put them on the doorstep. I'll show you Capicotti at the top. Now he's got to get upfield and stay upfield and not let Riley out of there. Watch what he does. Capicotti comes up. Now he's okay now. He's okay now, but he cuts underneath. Now Riley has got the corner.
Now the seventh play of the drive. Second goal. Has some time. Out of the pocket again. Takes off. Lunging. And is he in? Eskimos trying to signal, and yes, touchdown.
Well, it was going to be reviewed, but it had to be signaled a touchdown to get to review, and now it'll be looked at it, but across the plane there, it can be over the pylon, even touch the inside of the pylon.
Right foot is touched out of bounds, but is the extension before that touch enough? Hit a roadblock right at the pylon, but what a great extension to seemingly get the score. Right there. What a touchdown run. In review, Durant got two. Riley gets one back here. Third of the year. Third in as many weeks. And a huge touchdown by the Eskimos. Extends the lead to 10. Guts and glory here from Mike Riley. MC, we are professional grade. 7 plays, 72 yards, and an answer from the Eskimos after the rally by the Roughriders. It's a 10-point lead again for Edmonton.
The theme of tonight has been containment. And the Anthony Batista, that right tackle, is causing the Rider defensive ends to cut underneath.
It'll be Michael Ford. And he's cut down by Devin Bailey. Ball came loose. The ruling it's dead on the tackle. Alex Ogbongbemiga comes up with the football.
Ogbongbemiga. And he scooped that and continues on. Was he down by contact? Yes, he was. The forearm hits. And down by contact.
Great tackle by Devin Bailey.
Yeah, elbow touches, ball comes out after the touch. Good call by the officials. And the officials have had a good game tonight.
So is Ogbongbemiga. They're working on it.
Repetitions.
Durant over the middle. That ball came loose, incomplete. Spencer Moore couldn't hang on.
I mentioned Chris containment. S.A. Murbe on the outside here, and this is Batiste. Watch how Batiste, the right tackle, continues to push these guys upfield. Then he jumps up, and this time, Murray comes underneath. Again, giving up containment for Mike Riley. This is the touchdown, and he gets to the cone. Got down to the goal line, down to the red zone. Again, containment. Murray. You got to keep in containment.
So 2nd and 10. Durant running out of time, looking downfield. Hit as he throws. And the pass out of bounds. Ollie brought it in, but no catch. Pat Watkins back on the corner for Edmonton. 2 and out, 5th 2 and out on the night for the Roughriders.
Timing of this one difficult for Chris Jones and his crew. Riley just scored. Needed a couple of first downs there from his offense. Didn't get it. Now Riley's on his way back out.
That's fine. Bartel boots and not a deep kick. Not a bounce though. Flag comes down as Kenzel Doe is back around his 43-yard line. Well, one of the reasons that last play of 2 and out was the heat on Darian Durant. Almondo Sewell unloading. That's why there's no yards call, but because it hit the back heel of Mike Dubuisson with Roughriders within 5 yards of him.
That was so close. It looked like it may have hit the inside heel because that ball bounced. That's a 15 yards, no yards penalty that puts the ball in Rider territory. It should be a 5-yard penalty if the ball bounces unless it hit Dubuisson, and it must have because it must have hit the inside of his ankle.
So a fortunate break for the Eskimos. 15-yard penalty from the point of where it hit his foot means Edmonton has a first down at the 37 of Saskatchewan. They show pressure, pitch to Bowman, got a block from Watson, but not much room there. Flagged down, and looks like Corey Watson's going to get flagged on the play.
Those tough on the field deserve a truck that's tough on the road. The 2016 GMC Sierra.
Looks like Bowman was
Edmonton, number 18. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Like Bowman had a chance to get outside and have some room, but Corey Watson hanging on. Casey Rogers.
Yeah, right. You can see him right in the middle of your screen there. He's got his hands around the back of Rogers, grabbing the jersey. Basically tackling him, pulled him to the ground right at the point of attack. Then there was a face mask that, like, Ryder got away with one there.
Goes first and 20. Quarterback draw. Riley's feeling it and gets the 10 back. So Mike Riley adding to this rushing attack. And now with 46 yards of his own, so they've got 150 yards rushing on the night.
Here's the conversation that had to have happened between Riley and Jason Moss in that last break. He goes to the sideline and says, listen, they're missing contain on defense on the Saskatchewan Roughriders side. So the next time we go back out there, they're going to widen their ends to make sure they get contained. Run quarterback draw right up the middle.
So second and 10, back at the 37. They hand it off to Bell, and Bell breaks a tackle and runs for another first down. Roughriders run defense hasn't been stout enough tonight.
This is big block, and running backs love this. This is just the three interior linemen: Matt O'Donnell, Justin Sorensen, Simeon Rotier. That just wash it down. Now look at the opening and the time that Shakir Bell, he could have picked the outside hole, inside hole. They love that.
Now Watson upended by Justin Cox. Trying to think, how many times this season have we seen a running back convert on 2nd and 10 on the ground? Not very often.
No, not at all. Very rare that we've seen 100-yard running backs. 100-yard rushing games by a team is rare this year. Big boys up front are moving that D line around a little bit.
10-point Edmonton lead, looking for a touchdown that would make it a 3-score lead. Roughriders trying to get the ball back, at least make them settle for 3. Here's Bell again, and McBurry will bring him down at the 20, short of the first down, and the field goal unit will come on. So that's the stop the Roughriders needed to keep within touch.
S.A. McBurry goes a long way to make that tackle, and I want to show it because I showed when he made the mistake, and Chris Jones told him about it on the sideline and missed containment. But go ahead and run it out at the get-go here, guys. I just want to show you, McBurry starts right in the middle of the line. Watch him hustle from the left of your screen. He's coming, he's chugging, he's a big man, but he gets there and holds Shakir Bell short. Gotta bet he's tired too.
So Sean White, 3 points away from 1,000 in his career, and it's a grand night for him. 13-point Edmonton lead, but still plenty of time. Begins 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on TSN2. It's actually 1,001
Hi,
points.
Mom, Dad, Jan, Jeff, everyone in the Soyuz. Wish I could be there. No, I don't. I'm having way too much fun here.
22nd player in CFL history to go over 1,000 points. There's Durant, got to work it back. Started the last drive with that play. This time Moore hangs on at the 40 and has, we'll give him a 41 and a 6-yard gain as the McMaster product was headed off, but he'll stay out there.
Now Now working the clock, calling the plays on the line of scrimmage.
Second and 4. There's a first down grab, and Holly reverses field. Nice shift by Holly to get extra yardage into Edmonton territory.
Yeah, it was 2 points to that. One, he came back to the football. So when he ran his route and Durant had to throw it as he was leaning away from the rush, he came back to the ball to make sure a defender couldn't get there. Then he turned up, made his move on Patrick Watkins, and got a 19-yard gain.
So 7 catches for 88 in his second game, 12 in his first 2 CFL starts. Durant, sidelines, Roosevelt there. Open, and he'll step out at the 32. Roughriders back in business.
Well, that's the throw from Darian Durant that fans in Saskatchewan were used to seeing back in 2013 when they took the cup home at home. This was a long throw in the second layer around the rush, and he drops it right on the money. The name in Roosevelt.
Fourth 100-yard receiving game of the year for Roosevelt. Durant spins that. Not on the same page with Roosevelt. As he was looking for the corner, Roosevelt took it right into the end zone.
Yeah, Roosevelt just bent it towards the numbers there, the numbers on the field, and Durant threw it as if he felt that his number 1 go-to target was going to stay right on the rail on the outside.
Chris Jones may be thinking, yeah, do I settle for 3 here? Do we play 3 downs? Because time-wise, he's on the bubble of a couple more possessions. Durant trying to make the decision easier, but what a play there by Kenny Ladler. Snuffing Lawrence at the 30. It's going to be 3rd down and 7. Do you take 3 and go 10 back, or do you gamble that
you're a one-win team? You're a one-win team. Time is running out on this game. You go for it on 3rd down. Trying to turn your season around, get on a bit of a run.
Need 7. Not one way, he'll look the other, and in trouble. Still gets away, and finally, Odell Willis persevered. Durant ran into Xavier Fulton, and it's a huge loss. And is there a flag? There is in the Edmonton secondary, and the Roughriders are going to get a reprieve.
Illegal contact on a receiver, Edmonton, number 24. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that's Brandon Thompson. And there's still some life in the Roughriders. So the 4th trip to the red zone. 2 for 3 tonight on those 2 quarterback sneaks by Durant. Over the middle and stretching out. Another terrific catch by Roosevelt.
Let's go back to that penalty. I know the Edmonton fans would like to see what happened there. There's Brandon Thompson. You can see the contact right there on Ricky Collins. That's well past the 5-yard zone. That's the penalty. Here comes the play right after it.
That's the 9th catch of the night for Roosevelt. 60th on the year. Not done yet. First and goal at the 5 when we come back. Another reminder to join us Sunday, first ever regular season live mic broadcast, as we mic Zach Colaros, Bo Levi Mitchell, Dave Dickinson, Kent Austin, Ty Katz, and Stan Peters. Take you right inside the Hundle. Our special live mic broadcast kicks off Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. might be in for a finish here tonight. First and goal, Roughriders at the Edmonton 5. The quarterback pitch, Lawrence scores. The former Eskimo is in.
Durant played that pitch the only way he could to make this play work. Defenders upfield. Lawrence is the wide man just to his left, our right. And he pitches it wide to Lawrence outside of Jabari Hunt. If he waits another 3 or 4 steps, Durant, that play gets snuffed by J.C. Sherritt.
So a 7-point lead. And now the convert. And off the upright and no good. And what a costly miss that is. The second convert miss of the year. And nothing is coming easy in Saskatchewan this season.
Oh, you got to keep scratching and clawing. And it's the upright dead ball. Stays a 7-point game. And immediately Chris Jones did the math. He, after that, hit the upright, looked straight up. Yep.
Well, the prospects.
What doesn't change is the defense will need a start. Mike Riley puts a drive together here. Game, set, match anyway.
Now the Eskimos have the hammer, but that miss means a converted touchdown will still force this to overtime. Could we go to extra time for the second straight time between these two teams in Edmonton?
A guy that's been a little quiet second half in that Edmonton offense, Terrell Walker.
Boy, they had everybody up anticipating a short kick, and it was kicked deep. And that turns out to be a great move because now the Eskimos' offense is backed up.
It's a great move. You get the quick 2 and out. That can happen in the CFL very quickly. You see no returner back here to field this, playing the onside kick the entire way.
I'm a little surprised they were that sure with 2:42 on the clock that they try short kick because there's plenty of time.
Yep, there is. And that's right in that bubble time. If it gets 2 and just below 2, you got to go short kick.
Over 200 yards in the first half, but not much in the second half for Mike Riley. They've relied on this man, and why not? Shakir Bell does it again. Flag does come down at the end of the play, but they haven't found a way to stop Shakir Bell.
Well, and the call defensively, I thought there is no way a running play is going to work here against this defense. They're bringing everybody to take the gaps. Shakir Bell beats an all-out. They had 12 up. Saskatchewan Roughriders had 12 up on
Major
defense.
foul. Face mask, Edmonton number 33.
They're calling Bell for a face mask on Gainey. You don't see that very often.
Just remarkable that he got out of there in the first place. And Bell says, I'm just trying to stiff arm him. And gets called for the face mask, right?
Well, I'm not even sure.
Was that even on the face mask or was that on
chin
his chin?
strap?
It was underneath on the chin strap. Wow.
Huge call. First and 16. Back to Bell. And from the 6, up across the 10.
Is it Bowman time or is it Walker time? Or is it back to Bell on a screen play out of here?
Got 6, so 2nd and 10. And as big a call as Jason Moss has had to send in tonight. If the Eskimos don't convert, Saskatchewan's going to get great field position.
Got Darrell Walker one-on-one on Fred Bennett.
Well, guys come up pointing, and who came out of their stance first? Guys pointing at Matt O'Donnell and DeAnthony Batiste, and they're pointing right back at the Riders.
Offside, Saskatchewan, number 91. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
They're going to call Gregory Alexandra.
There's O'Donnell, and he got up pointing immediately. He knew what the deal was. He said, there you go. There you go. It was this guy right here.
The old teammates barking at each other.
Amazing when the big boys want to help the officials.
Boy, that helps the play call for Edmonton. Instead of 2nd and 10, 2nd and 5. Now Riley changes the play call. They'll give it to Bell. Off to Foster. Shot the gap. And Bell is stuffed. And the Roughriders are going to get the ball back with around 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, Edmonton went to the well one too many times here with Shakir Bell on 2nd and 5. They had Darius Bowman and Darrell Walker to the short side of the field. I thought for sure that Riley would drop back and go to that short side, work on the big two in the receiving core. And they went to the well to Shakir Bell, who's been a big part of this game tonight, but stuffed that time.
Shaw's boot. Lawrence just inside his 40. Into Lawrence to the Rough Rider 50. And so Saskatchewan 60 yards away with 1:53 to go. So time not an issue. 7 points down. Are we on track for another overtime finish between these two teams? Or does the Mike Benavides defense slam the door here in the final 2 minutes?
And the intensity of the head coach for Edmonton, Jason Moss, fired up. Who's going to try and check Naaman Roosevelt? Right now it's Marcel Young.
Pressure coming. Odell Willis got there this time without a flag.
Boy, Durant looked to his left to the wide field, and Roosevelt was open. Here's the guy who's going to register yet another sack in Odell Willis. Comes off the edge, off the top. Xavier Fulton tries to keep him wide. He does his job initially, but because everyone was covered on the backside, Naaman Roosevelt running to the right, open on the out.
4th of the year for Willis, 3rd in the last 4 games, 75th of his career. So 2nd and long, they took it off. Here's Lawrence. Eskimos defense rallying, but Lawrence gets to midfield. And it will set up 3rd and 5.
That play gives Saskatchewan a shot. 3rd and 5. You open up the playbook here. Durant's gone in back-to-back plays.
Saskatchewan.
Away from Roosevelt, who's been on the short side for this series.
Chris Jones wants to talk about it.
The boundary side of the field. The ball on the hash mark. Roosevelt's been lined up on Marcel Young. He's been open twice. The pressure has got to Durant before he could get the ball to 82.
Jason Moss heated up about something. Playing the game upcoming. And the Eskimo fans know it. 3rd and 5 to stay alive for Saskatchewan. One-man rush. Durant over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Dempsey. It's a turnover on downs with 82 seconds left.
Mike Benavides calls a zone defense, so he doesn't get caught in a man situation. And he's going to drop J.C. Sherritt, who's opening up to the play, and has Dion Lacey from the backside just flowing to the football.
So the turnover's even. And now Mike Riley.
Hey, we got to stay with it. They're going to go again.
Out to run the clock. There's Bell. Boy, he's run hard all night, hasn't he?
I'm going to jump the gun. There's your player of the game. I want to go back to that last Rider play on third down. This was Naaman Roosevelt. They're going to drop into a 3-deep cover zone here and try to triple team, basically, Roosevelt. That's why Darian Durant had to go away from him. There's Marcel Young high right here. You got Watkins underneath watching him. So he is basically double covered. Durant had to go away.
Second and 3. Who else? Won't get stopped. So the Riders are going to get the ball back one more time. Unless Jason Moss thinks about leaving his offense out, which would, I think, be a little unorthodox at 3 and 2, but now Grant Shaw comes out. Long conference, though. Might have just wanted to make sure he knew where that ball was spotted, but clearly a couple of yards and maybe 3 short. Running right down to about a minute left. Darian Durant will have time for maybe a couple plays.
Timeout, Edmonton.
So they run it right down, take the timeout. Gives us time to give you the Nissan Titan Player of the Game, brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the Canadian Football League.
Well, the play for me that sold it and just basically sealed the deal for Shakir Bell was when the Riders put all 12 men on the line of scrimmage, and Shakir Bell got a 9-yard gain. Now, they got a penalty on that play, but that was to me going, wait a minute, you put everyone on defense on the line and you can still run the ball against it? That's a big night for the running back. He was awesome tonight. He was money tonight.
Shaw with a boot. Kendall Lawrence going to let that go into the end zone, which is going to be a valuable point. No yards is going to be the call. 19 seconds left.
Bobbled in the end zone. There's a flag thrown there.
Chill, friend. You over there with me? Yeah. What you want?
By the way, Bell's yardage tops in the league in a game this year at 138, one better than Jerome Messam earlier this season. Chris Jones getting the options, and well, if it's a single point, he'll need a touchdown and a 2-point convert.
But he wants to get the field position.
No yards. Edmonton. That penalty's declined. Single point.
He'll worry about the 2 points.
Exactly. He wants
after he gets the touchdown.
The field position to the 35.
So it is an 8-point lead. They get to the 35. 19 seconds to go, 75 yards. Not going to get it away. Elmundo Sewell has his 7th sack of the year. That leads the league among interior defensive linemen.
That is the textbook bull rush from one of the big, bold D tackles in the game.
5th in as many games. They'll throw underneath. There's Roosevelt. And he'll get extra yardage in
1 second.
Get out of bounds with 1 second left. He had his eye on the clock as he bit off a little bit more. And now the Hail Mary. 10-catch game for Damon Roosevelt.
Edmonton will line up along almost the goal line, not quite. See how deep they are. And what they want to avoid here is drawing a penalty. No contact on any receivers. Darren Durant's got to buy some extra time.
Last call. Underneath. What do they got? Flip it to Chambers. Got a little room, but he's going to get dragged down at the 15-yard line. Brandon Thompson seals the deal. And Jason Moss and the Eskimos hang on. A little more interesting than we thought when they went ahead 22-0. But the Edmonton Eskimos have won 3 straight and are 5-4. And it's now 5 consecutive losses and 1-8 for Chris Jones and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Remember our live mic game on Sunday from McMahon. This one was an interesting finish, and the Eskimos prevailed. As we say so long from Commonwealth and Hello Sports Center coming up next.